Nerdcast assemble!
Stay dandy, baby. Anything involving the Hashirama cells is usually not a good thing, and it's all officially revealed in this episode that Victor is something of a gardener. He's trying to create a brand new artificial god tree, and this is not good news for Boruto and all of his friends. The Kara arc continues, going into full swing as we make our way to the big finale of the first major arc of Kara. That's right, it's here. It's awesome, Victor is crazy, and man, they're doing a great job of really portraying him as this crazy mad scientist. There are just as many mad scientists as there are ninja in the Naruto world. I always thought that Orochimaru was the cream of the veritable crazy batshit crazy Dr. Crop, but no, it looks like Victor is right on par with him, going through some weird unethical human experimentation in order to create his very own god tree. Why he wants to do this, I have no idea. It's all a crazy part of Kara's convoluted plan to do whatever it is in their power to control and take over this world. It's crazy Cobra G.I. Joe aspirations, but still, I really do love it. But most of this episode was more of a build-up to this massive reveal. Most of it actually involved this feudal lord who is going to see Victor's company, who is accompanied by two of his bodyguards, which are eventually revealed to be none other than Konohamaru and Mugino. And they make their way down to this place, and it just takes forever. You can feel the tension building as this is going on the entire time. And they end up going through these decontamination zones, which actually end up being a genjutsu, which is placed on the feudal lord, so that basically he just sees a nice, pleasant place. However, Konohamaru and Mugino reveal themselves and release this genjutsu, allowing him to see the truth of what Victor is actually doing here, which is just a slightly more creepy version of what he was actually seeing before, utilizing all of these humans who've been infected with a Hashirama cell to cultivate this brand new artificial god tree, which suddenly starts to sprout up like a giant Resident Evil monster, consuming everything in its path, sucking up their chakra, and suddenly starting to bloom its very own flower, just like the classic ones that we've already seen in the series. Basically, it just becomes Little Shop of Horrors in just a couple of seconds towards the end of this episode, but like I said, it's all about the build-up in this one. There are a lot of shocking moments here, and most of this episode is devoted to all of the moments of Victor and Mugino and Konohamaru, but it just so happens that Boruto as well as Sarada happen to be in the Land of Valleys as they're trying to console that woman whose husband was killed episodes ago. It just so happens they end up getting involved in this situation when suddenly the ground starts rumbling and they realize that something's not quite right about everything going on with Victor. They even follow up on stuff that's going on with Mitsuki, and it appears that he's probably not going to be involved with anything in this arc, as he's going to be out of commission for an entire month as Orochimaru continues to cultivate his organs so that he can transplant them into his little clone boy. But like I said, most of this episode pretty much just follows Victor doing what he does best, which is chewing the scenery and being an evil old man. I mean, how could you not trust this guy? Look at him. He looks like he's on the level with his creepy smile and eye patch. I especially love this one moment when they finally do reveal themselves, how Mugino just immediately goes on the attack, and he ends up cutting off Victor's arm, which is crazy. We already know that this guy has the ability to grow multiple arms, so it was inevitable that he would do something with this ability, and basically his severed arm basically transforms into Thing from the Addams Family, basically setting up a big trap, and he's able to actually bring his arm back using an ability which is highly reminiscent of Kakuzu from the Akatsuki, where Kakuzu used these like weird living threads. Victor seems to be using like basically this artificial blood in order to bring his arm back to him. And again, this is where he just starts to do his big villainous laugh and reveals his plan to bring up some giant horticultural creepiness. So what's the rundown on this episode of Boruto? This was a slow burn kind of episode. This was watching the fuse slowly move down to that stick of dynamite before shit goes boom, and it certainly goes boom with the entire God Tree thing. I honestly didn't expect it was going to be anything like that. It is kind of interesting, though, and it makes sense that it is sort of connected to the Hashirama cells, being that wood style, god tree, they do kind of go together in some senses, and considering those signature Senju abilities are directly connected to the Otsutsuki in a way when you look at the lineage of Kaguya and what her sons did, it all sort of connects the dots, so to speak, in this episode, and I think it really worked in that sort of sense. That being said, I can't wait for the next episode, where not only we're going to get to see more of Victor in action, but we're also going to get the return of Deepa. So we're going to get a lot of really awesome Kara battles in the future of this arc right here, and I'm really interested to see how it's all going to end. I mean, I didn't expect that they were going to get this grandiose with everything that was actually going on with Victor. For a character who's a part of a really mysterious organization that doesn't want to draw attention to itself, this is going to draw attention. Growing a massive godlike tree is definitely going to raise a few eyebrows in the ninja world, a world which has experienced the power of a tree just like this. They're going to catch some attention, but I guess his entire hope is to use the Land of Valleys as a food source for this massive thing so that eventually everything is consumed and everything is just going to be destroyed anyway. We're just going to have to see how it's all going to end up. Otherwise, I thought this was a real great, slow burn build up to what is going to arguably be a pretty epic finale for this arc, and I can't wait to see how it's going to finish with Boruto and Sarada completing their training, utilizing new abilities. I'm just pumped. I loved this episode. A little slow in my opinion, but it worked in terms of building up to that, so I'm going to give this episode a 4 out of 5. But I want to hear from you guys. Make sure to sound off in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about the latest episode of Boruto and where you hope it's actually going to be heading. This big battle against an artificial tree, Victor and Deepa. Give me your thoughts, hopes, and dreams for the future of the series. If you liked this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. I would also like to take this time to thank my patrons for making monthly donations every single month. You guys are really classy and awesome. Can't thank you enough. Remember, first-time donators, I'll review an anime series of your choice. I would also like to add your name to this list of super awesome people who are the producers of Ace Guru. So thank you guys so much for watching this review. I'll see you all next time, and as always, stay down there, baby.